Okay, good morning. John McCarthy is my name. I'm work in the Department of Transport here in Ireland, and I'm chair of the management committee for the TRA 2024, which is going to be held in Dublin, Ireland. You're all very welcome to this morning's workshop or seminar. We're only going to do it fairly quickly, over half an hour, just to give you an update in terms of progress of the conference. This follows on from a previous seminar which we did in a couple of weeks ago, and that is on the website on the TRA 2024. This one will similarly be on the website, and is this event for your information is also being recorded. So we'll proceed on to the next slide just to give you an agenda for today. So today's agenda. We'll start off with an introduction to the TRA 2024, what to expect, and that will be done by Albert Daly, who's the conference director, and Albert's with TII here in Ireland. The programme then outlined will be given by Professor Kieran McNally, who is from UCD here in Ireland, and Kieran is chair of the programme committee for the conference. Confirmed partners and speakers, an update will be given on that by Celine Crawford, who's an Associate Director of TRA 2024 here in Ireland as well, and we'll do a quick conclusion. We're not going to do a Q&A for this, but if you have any comments, please leave them in the chat. We'll certainly pick them up and we'll get back to them. And if we have a minute or two at the end, we might just run through those chat comments quickly, but we'll certainly get back to them one way or another. Thanks very much. So next slide, please. The TRA 2024, it's the largest European transport mobility conference. It's a research and innovation event at its core. It covers all modes of transport, road, rail, aviation, water and cross mobility. And it's also geared towards not only researchers, but also towards policy and stakeholders. It's trying to bring them all together under the one roof, under the one event, to allow that dialogue and discussion to take place. But at its core, it is a research event. We're expecting over 4,000 people at the event. Again, as I say, policymakers, industry, researchers, and academia. It is a state event hosted by Ireland and the Department of Transport here in Ireland, with our Minister for Transport, Eamon Ryan, is the TRA 2024 President, and our Minister for Transport, Jack Chambers, is also TRA 2024 Vice President. So Ireland is the host for the TRA 2024. It's responsible for all aspects of the TRA, and it's supported in our organisation by TII, UCD, and Enterprise Ireland. You're all very welcome. Next slide, please. So I'll hand you over now to Albert Daly, who's the TRA Conference Director. Thank you.
Thank you, John, and welcome everyone to this update webinar on TRA 2024 Dublin. John's given you a broad outline of the conference. The role of TII, Transport Infrastructure Ireland, in this conference is delivering the conference on behalf of the Department of Transport. And as John said, we have a large team of people working behind us, including representatives from the academic community, as well as industry, as well as other public bodies and our European partners. And we do have a professional conference organizer on board, CPI, who are handling all of the logistics in the background. It is a big event for us, and so it's important. We are hoping that we can get this series of seminars up and running so that we can attract as many delegates to the conference as we can. In relation to the conference itself, John mentioned that we are co-hosting the conference along with the European Commission, so they play a big part in the conference, and indeed do provide some funding through to cover certain aspects of the conference, particularly in relation to the publications and the dissemination. And the two directors that are actively involved are DG Move from the transport side and DG RTD, which represents the research element of the Commission. In relation to the conference itself, it's actually owned by the TRA Management Committee, which is a group of stakeholders across all of the modes, European bodies, technology platforms who have an inherent interest in transport, and have set up this conference. And this conference will be the 10th edition of the conference, going back to the very first one, which was held in Gothenburg in Sweden back in 2006. One of the things that's interesting about this conference is it does move around from place to place, hence handling all of the issues around the conference. And the presidency therefore passes from each host to host every 2 years as each edition comes around. So the presidency for this conference, as John said, is in the possession of the Department of Transport here in Ireland. If you go on to the next slide, you'll see the stakeholders, and you can see that they do represent the different modes. We've got road, rail, water, and aviation covered there with these different technology platforms. We've got CEDAR, which is the Conference of European Road Directors, and AirTrack, which are the two founding members, along with the Commission of the conference. And we also represent the different sectors. For example, we've got the logistics sector in there, and we also have the research sector in there through the European Transport Research Alliance. And of course, the host of the conference is also heavily involved in the management committee, as indeed is the previous host, which is Lisbon, and the next host, which will actually be Hungary in 2026. The next slide. Thank you, Gina. We put a lot of work into putting these themes for the 4 days of the conference together. And this time around, we decided we would try and make those themes as horizontal as possible, rather than a sort of mode per day kind of thing. And the idea was just to make sure that we did get cross fertilization across the different sectors, and also making sure that within the conference we have something for everybody every day of the conference. There's a lot of description around these themes on the website, so if you want more information, please visit the website. This page actually comes from the website, but there are drop-down menus for all these things. But for day one, we're going to be focusing on safe and inclusive transport. On day two, we're going to be covering sustainable mobility of people and goods. The third day would be efficiency and resilience in systems and networks. And the fourth day we'll focus on collaborative digitalization. And if you do go onto the website, you'll see that there are sub-themes underneath all of those. We use those themes and sub-themes to attract abstracts for our paper presentation, and Kieran later on we give you an update on where we are with that. John mentioned that there are two elements to the conference. There's that technical research side, but we also want to attract the policymakers and strategists into the conference as well. So we're using these themes to define the topics for the plenary and the strategic sessions, and we have already attracted a lot of very high profile speakers at CEO, commissioner level, and ministerial level, and we've also attracted a lot of speakers for the strategy sessions. Some of those are already on the website, so for more information, please go there. This will be updated as these speakers become confirmed over the next few weeks and months. The next slide. That's all I wanted to say. So I'll hand over to Professor Kieran McNally of UCD. Kieran is the chair of the program committee for TRA. He's been involved in TRA for quite a few TRAs going back. And Kieran's going to give you an update on where we are with the program. Thank you. Kieran, over to you.
Thanks, Albert. So I'd like to give an run through of the program. So in terms of what actually is going to happen over the course of the conference week next April. So we have 4 themes for the conference, and they're listed there on the screen in terms of, there's a broad theme that highlights what will be presented each day, covering safe and inclusive transport, sustainable mobility of people and goods, efficient resilient systems, collaborative digitalization. And within each of these, we'll have a series of session types in terms of a plenary session with very high level speakers that will be discussed a bit more later. We have a series of strategic sessions that focus on kind of policy issues related to those areas and how research can help advance those. We have a series of technical and scientific sessions, and these will be spread over the course of the week realistically, and that they won't just happen over the one day. That we are trying to make sure that the audience for these sessions have something to attend each day. And we also have a series of special sessions which will be focused on particular topics, and I'll come back to these in a bit while. Parallel to all of this, we'll have exhibitions, demonstrations, technical tours, and so on. There's a lot happening over the course of the week. And on the next slide, then we can it just gives an introduction to, or an overview of our call for papers. So this is for the scientific and technical sessions. Our call for abstracts was earlier this year. We received a great response to that, about 1,165. That has translated to about 950 full papers that have been received, and these are currently being reviewed. In terms of the breakdown of these, I suppose the pie chart on the right-hand side shows that fairly graphically, in that the most popular theme for the conference is sustainable mobility of people and goods. This is the focus of the Tuesday in the conference, and the other themes are all reasonably close together. But again, we have a lot of content that we'll be presenting over the course say of the week. The next slide shows our current timelines with regards to these. So we're currently deep into the review process. If you are a TRA reviewer, your support with this is very much appreciated, and we're hoping to try to get these over the line in the coming days. Once we have these reviewed, we'll be getting back to authors with the results of that within about 2 weeks' time. And we'll be asking people then to submit their final papers in early January. The reason for these tight deadlines is, again, just to try to allow people to make use of the early bird registrations. But if we go to the next slide, and it also allows us to deliver the proceedings in time for the conference. So we have two publication streams that are ongoing at the moment. The first is for the conference proceedings, which will be published by Springer in the book series Lecture Notes in Mobility. So this will be fully open access with a CC BY license, which again is in alignment with the Commission's open access publishing requirements. And we are aiming to have the proceedings available at the time of the conference. In parallel to this, we're also preparing a special edition of the journal ETRR, that's European Transport Research Review. So again, selected papers have been forwarded to that and are currently being reviewed by the ETRR reviewers. And again, we'll be aiming to have that also available around the time of the conference. On the next slide, then we have just a piece about, I suppose, engagement and outreach. And again, we've had a lot of communication to date with stakeholders. And again, there's been over 110 meetings to date with again the wider community. And if we go to the next slide, this has resulted in a series of side events that are going to take place over the course of the week. So we have the likes of the EU Road Safety Conference, which will take place on the Tuesday of the conference. This will be co-located in the conference venue. And in addition, we have, again, a bunch of others that will take place over the course of the week. They're all listed there. The next slide describes the special sessions, I should say. And we do have a limited number of special sessions. The approach that we're taking for these is a closed call for special sessions, but it is being coordinated by our TRA stakeholders. So I've highlighted those in red at the bottom of the screen. If we have applicants who would like to be involved in these special sessions, then there's a couple of routes into them. One is to make contact with the various stakeholders that are listed at the bottom of the screen. So in terms of ICARA, ALICE, CCTP, and so on, there's a number of them listed at the bottom of the screen. We're also trying to coordinate with SINEA. So again, various European projects are going to be invited again to participate in these sessions. So we will be trying to organize sessions that feature clusters of projects that are thematically aligned. And again, this is a process that's currently underway, and we're aiming we have a deadline shortly before Christmas, and again, trying to get the results of that out in early January. The final one then is the call for demonstrations, and this was just launched this week, and it's available at the conference website. You can see the link on screen. So we are seeking for proposals for research projects, companies, stakeholders, etc. Anyone that has a new technology or innovation that they would like to showcase at the conference. One of the advantages we have of our conference venue is that we do have a lot of space, and in particular, we have a lot of outdoor space. So again, if you do have something that you would like to present at the conference, then do get in contact with us. Again, we're going to be following up with SINEA. Again, we're conscious that there are a lot of innovations that are coming through current Horizon projects, And again, we'd like to give them the opportunity to showcase these at the conference. Okay, that's I think all I have. I'll hand over to Celine.
Thanks very much, Kieran. So, Gina, if you can go to the next one. So this is just a quick update on where we're at the minute with regard to our speakers and our exhibition space and sponsorship. So our C-level speakers, Albert had referenced it earlier, are increasing daily. All of our invitations to our plenaries have been handwritten and issued by the Department of Transport and come from the desk of Minister Eamon Ryan. And what's been wonderful about that is they are reaching people directly, and we are having a really positive response with regard to our high-level plenary speakers. So this gives you an idea, just the breadth. The industry is represented, academia is represented, and we also have government represented. So very important to us, in addition to all of the different modes. So this is just our plenary speakers, not into all the strategic and all of the special sessions. And this will get added to as we have confirmations. Gina, the next one, please. You'll see these on the website. So the thing is, you're going to have to track our website in between these webinars to get an idea, as our plenary speakers are absolutely confirmed. Their bios and logos will go up. So at the moment, we're just awaiting bios, and we're waiting actual headshots and that from some of the organizations you've seen on the previous page. But as you can see here, all C-level across the board, and these are just the first snapshot. But this will, as we get them in, it will continue to update. So we'd encourage you just to keep checking back in as it increases. Gina? We've already explained to you before, but for those of you who aren't familiar, our TRA2024 will be held in Dublin, in the RDS, the Royal Dublin Society. It is a really big campus. Kieran had mentioned it a minute ago. We don't only have indoor space for our huge exhibition, we also have a space in Simmons Court over on the far left-hand side there, the blue box, which will host our plenaries and strategic sessions. We can seat up to 4,000 plus people in one area of that, in addition to 6 breakout areas with a couple of thousand more there. But we have outside demonstration space also. So as Kieran said, we're interested in talking to you regarding exhibition space, regarding sponsorship, regarding outside demonstrations, and even technical tours. We're hoping to organise some technical tours also to visit areas and to visit projects that will be of interest from an international audience. Gina, thanks so much. So our partners and sponsors are increasing once again daily. We are in the final sort of 4.5 months or so before we launch on April 15th next year. And so you can see here, they're not in any major specific order, but of course the Department of Transport and European Commission there. But we also have had really key support from Collins Aerospace, BMW, Vallejo and Innovate UK. But as you can see, all of our stakeholders are there also, all of our technology partners, all of our host partners, and this is once again increasing daily and will be up on the website. So all the different levels, all of our key sponsors in the next few days will be put in at the different levels on our website. So if you are interested in sponsoring, we'll have the details for you in a minute, but what you can do is you can reach out to us. And once again, sponsors, exhibitors and partners will appear on the website with the levels that they are sponsoring, with some detail associated with each. The big thing here is that our exhibition is 89% reserved as of the moment. That is reserved, not 100% bought and paid for as yet, but getting back to my previous slide, we do have the Royal Dublin Society. We have huge amounts of space, indoor, outdoor, and in other various aspects of the conference and the event centre. So this is our current layout of our exhibition and sponsorship. We're delighted with our numbers so far, but we have potential to go further if we have the demand for it. So if you are interested, please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to have a conversation with you. Next slide, please. So this is just the final wrap-up one. Colin O'Grady is our TRA2024 commercial manager with CPI. He is the man who is heading up our engagement with regard to exhibition, sponsorship and space, ably assisted by Gina, who's in the background here with us today and supporting us. But we would encourage you to download the partnership packages. They're on the website. We have the code here, and to have a look at our website, traconference.eu. As I said, the exhibitors, the sponsors, the partners, in addition to our speakers, will all be changing now on a weekly basis. So got a meal mahagwib. We hope that we'll be welcoming you in Dublin at TRA 2024 in person and saying a Kate Mila Falcha. I'll hand it back to John McCarthy.
Okay, thank you, Celine. Thank you, colleagues, for really excellent presentations. We're actually a little bit ahead of time. Just want to make one or two comments and we can close it at that stage. First of all, just in relation to capacity, as Celine says, we will have the ability to adjust capacity, even though we're well sold out in terms of the exhibition area. We will not be turning away people in as much as we can. We will try and accommodate as many people as we can, and we will adjust capacity and the conference to facilitate as many people as we can. One comment was made in terms of soft and active modes. The answer is absolutely they will be accommodated. We're covering also, cross-cutting modes in relation to transport also. And I think that's why the themes have been done that way. But we are going to cover soft and active modes, micromobility, and accessible transport as well. Don't have any other comment to say other than to thank you for your time for today. I wish you the best. And if you stay in touch with the website and the social media posts from the conference, we'll certainly do our best to keep you up to date on the conference itself. This is one of a series of webinars. There will be more that will delve further into the conference as we get closer to the main event in April as well next year. And again, previous seminars are on the website. This seminar will be on the website. Gur Margaret and Slán go fóill, thank you for today.